Moving on to the subject matter of the day. Rules or convention can be challenged and changed depending on the dictates of the circumstances. For the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, it is time for the kingmaker to become the king. Speaking with newsmen at the presidential villa in Abuja on Monday, Tinubu said he has informed President Muhammadu Buhari of his intention to contest the 2023 presidential election. According to Tinubu, there is nothing stopping the kingmaker from becoming the king. Let's hear Asiwaju Bola Tinubu.
I can answer that with categorical yes. I've informed the president of my intention, but I've not informed the Nigerians yet. I'm still consulting, and I have no problem consulting, and I've not set a parameter of limitation to the extent of how many people will I consult. You will soon hear, all you want to hear is a categorical declaration. You've gotten that truth from me that I've informed Mr. President of my ambition. He's a Democrat. He didn't ask me to stop. He didn't ask me not to attempt and pursue my ambition. It's a lifelong ambition. I have the confidence, the vision, the capacity to build on the foundation of Mr. President and turn Nigeria better. I've done that with commitment and unyielding, in Lagos State. You've seen that experience and the capacity to turn things around, and that is what we are doing. About the cap of kingmaker, I've never seen the cap of a kingmaker before. Oh, no, that is the truth. And I've never seen where it is written in the rule book anywhere in any country that a kingmaker cannot be a king unless you commit murder. So, whatever is your attribute, is your own opinion. Me, I want to pursue my ambition without the title of a kingmaker. You can write your literature and your story based upon your own perception.
Asiwaju Bola Tinubu there. Jide, let me come straight to you. Why do you think Asiwaju went to Aso Rock to announce his decision to contest the 2023 presidential election? And what is the significance of that move?
Well, I think first and foremost, that was an act of respect to the president. And the president had become not just Asiwaju's friend, but Asiwaju's project as well. Because everyone knows that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu played a tremendous role, not just in ensuring that the APC and, the ACN and other parties came together to form a mega party that successfully dethroned the PDP. He played a big role in enabling President Buhari to achieve his ambition of ruling Nigeria as a civilian president. The president had tried his best and had lost in 3 elections. I hear people say they rigged the election against him. Mr. President never had the support base in southern Nigeria to win an election. And it's not on record that he won any local government in southern Nigeria before 2015. Asiwaju and others came together gave him the support to enable him to win. And he has also supported him all through his time as governor, as president. He's always offered him that support. So if there's anyone who should know first that Asiwaju has plans to contest, it has to be the president, whom he supported heavily to become the president of Nigeria. So that was an act of respect, and that was also an attempt to light a match ahead of others who could be interested in the race. We've heard that so many people are interested from the APC, Rotimi Amechi, even Silva, the minister, so many people, the governor of Kogi State, but no one until now had officially told the president. So that was a calculated move to get the president to be aware of his plans and to also enlist the president's support. And that naturally will have jolted a lot of pretenders and a lot of the people who indeed wanted to contest, because they never saw this coming. I never saw it coming. Asiwaju has a way of surprising people. You know, he's a man of tremendous political proportion and significance. So a lot of the moves that he makes would always shock, titillate, and surprise people. And that's what we have seen. I think that was a master stroke, and that's to be expected, because one of his greatest strengths is in the area of political strategy.
Okay, well, obviously, Asiwaju says there's nothing wrong in a king seeking to contest, a kingmaker seeking to contest. Why, in your view, do you think he has all it takes to perform at the federal level?
Well, I agree with him that there is nothing wrong with a kingmaker seeking to contest, because the right to contest is the fundamental human right of every Nigerian in the first instance. And secondly, for a kingmaker to choose a king, the kingmaker must also have some inherent qualities. And if the kingmaker has been able to succeed in the past to choose a king and to be very instrumental even to the election of a sitting president in Nigeria, as Babajide rightly analyzed, then it means that that kingmaker also have some qualities that could also make him to be a king on his own. Well, we all know Asiwaju is not new to anybody in Nigeria in politics, if we want to put it that way, especially in these parts of the country. And he pushed that forward with his involvement in the coming together of ACN, CPC, and the amalgamation of the parties that formed the APC and brought President Muhammadu Buhari to power in 2015. Yes, when we talk about Asiwaju, we always talk about Lagos State first of all. And I remember there was a time when the PDP was in power, and AC at that time had some states, probably 3 or 4 states in the southwest Nigeria. But it turned out that PDP took all the states except Lagos State. And at that time, PDP wanted Lagos State badly. And that was the time that Asiwaju was to have his second term as governor. And it's on record that it was only Lagos State that AC or what was
the Alliance for Democracy,
Alliance for AD, was able to retain at that time. And eventually we saw this man bringing back to the progressive fold, all the 6 states in the southwestern part of Nigeria, which shows how formidable he is. And looking at his performance in Lagos also, and the way he has been able to probably politically determine what happens in Lagos all this while, we cannot deny the fact that he must be a powerful king maker. So for me, the rights of Asiwaju to become president, I think he has that right, and I don't see any reason why he shouldn't aspire to become the president of Nigeria, because like he said, it's not written so anywhere that as a kingmaker you cannot make a king. So what is left now is for him to project to Nigerians the plans that he has for the country, and it is not left for Nigerians also to decide on who they want to be the president of the country. But as per qualities, I think he has it. He can compare with anybody in Nigeria. He has enormous qualities to become the president of the country.
Baton, your days as a political reporter, we've done a lot of reporting for AD, their meetings and everything. I know we used to meet in those days, and during the onslaught against Lagos State and during his time, you know, as the governor of Lagos State, there were some things, landmark things that till today is like a major legacy that the whole country replicated.
Well, first of all, we have to give it to him. I think he joined the first election he contested was in 1991 when he became a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And since then, he has not looked back. He was involved in the NADECO activities, has to travel on exile, came back and assumed a front role in the movement towards restoration of civilian rule in Nigeria. Having said that, when he became governor in 1999, he tried as much as possible, like we are talking of a lot of programs that was done in Lagos State, like all these LASMA and some other things have been, LASEMA, all these things have been replicated in many states of Nigeria.
First of his kind.
First of his kind in Nigeria. And I could remember, you see, well, we give it to him. He was politically sagacious to see beyond the line when the AD people were having meeting with former President Olusegun Obasanjo to the fact that AD should not present a presidential candidate, and that the role of Southwest that was seen not to support Obasanjo should back. He was the only one who saw through the trick, and that was why a former governor, who happens to be my publisher, referred to him as the last man standing, because he was able to survive the onslaught of President Obasanjo and PDP by retaining Lagos for AD. And you know this political and economic significance of Lagos to Nigeria and to the Southwest people. Lagos happens to be the last bastion of fighting democracy in Nigeria. So you give it to him that even since 2007, after leaving power, he remains the only governor that has remained relevant in the scheme of things. The class of 1999, that has remained relevant in the scheme of things in Nigeria. You may not like him, but the fact remains that he has been able to weather the storm. He has been able to stand against all the risks. He has been able to also, for the first time in the history of Nigeria since 1959, he has been able to bring all the different tendencies in political progressive opposition together in Nigeria and form a party, not only a coalition, a political party that was able to wrestle power from the ruling government. To that, you give him the kudos. So whether that Nigeria will look at that one to determine whether it's qualified to rule Nigeria, but the fact remains that the qualification for ruling Nigeria is to have to attend secondary school, and I think he has that one, and he has been able to be governor of the most powerful and the richest state in Nigeria, which has said the president. So he has that one. Whether he will make it another is another thing entirely, but I think he's eminently qualified to contest for that position.
Babajide, now what does Asiwaju need at this stage to sell himself to Nigerians?
Yes, I think that he has to play to his strengths, first and foremost, play to his strengths, and then look at areas in which he is not strong enough and get his message across to Nigerians in those areas. For example, in the southeast, that has been dominated by PDP for years, it will take a big effort to get the people on his side, but he has to focus on them and get them to support him. He has a lot of goodwill, a lot of support in northern Nigeria, and he needs to also build on that. And where there are doubts, he needs to clear those doubts and get the people to realize that if he could do all of what he did in Lagos, and we are seeing some states copy ideas that he midwifed in Lagos. For example, the idea of transport management. We have LASMA. Other states are now copying what LASMA is doing. In Kano, their own is called Karota. So in Ogun State, I know that it's been replicated. A lot of the ideas that he came up with, like when he found that when he discovered that he could not create local government without the backing of the constitution, he came up with the idea of local council development areas. And many states now, including the southeast, southwest, they are now copying the idea of local council development areas. So Asiwaju has already established himself as a factor in Nigerian politics. That was the way IBB described Awolowo many years ago. Today, Asiwaju is the factor in Nigerian politics. He is a political animal of tremendous proportion and significance. And all that he needs to do is build upon the tremendous goodwill that he has across our country. I've spoken with governors, even in rival parties, who would tell me that, look, we like this man. So this is payback time, and his strategy has to be spot on. He needs to get the right people to work for him, so that even in places where he is not popular enough, he can at least get his foot soldiers to start working hard for him in those areas. It's still a long time to the election, but politically sensible individuals start to work early enough. And by going to the president to announce his intention to contest, he has already shown that he does not take the contest lightly. He does not take even the job lightly. I recall what Vice President Asiwaju said some time ago, that Asiwaju has shown that he brought people from all parts of the Southwest to serve in his administration. We had people like Wale Edun from Ogun State, people like Dele Alake from Ekiti. We had Atowore even from Delta State. We had people Akabweze from Anambra State. So people from different parts, Raouf Aregbesola from Osun State. So it means that if Asiwaju gets the chance at national level, there will be proportionate representation in terms of political appointments, if he could do this at the micro level where he served. So there is a lot that he needs to do at this stage to get Nigerians to see that if he could do it in Lagos, then he could do it at the national level. And we've seen governors move from state, to presidency in other countries, and they did it well. George W. Bush was governor of Texas, and he became president of America. So,
Olabisi, okay.
Right.
Okay. You see, today I read it that the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Group, Ohaneze Digbo, they are telling him not to run. That Asiwaju should not run. That it would be unfair to them if Bola Tinubu runs. And I looked at it and I was trying to dissect and interpret it. That what is it? What do you think?
Well, let me say everybody is entitled to their opinion, first of all. And fortunately, your opinion does not have to be binding on another person. Now, the Ohaneze Ndigbo, it's not only Asiwaju alone they mentioned. They mentioned Asiwaju, they mentioned Atiku, and I think they mentioned, is it Asiwaju or which other person, I can't remember, that they should not run. Number one, where is it written that a group should decide for Nigeria or for an individual who to run for the post of a president? Definitely, there is nowhere. Now, Ohaneze is also trying to push for its own region. Don't forget that
to bring out the candidates.
So yes, that this is politics. But the interesting thing is that all you just need to do is to bring out your own candidates, not telling somebody to run or not to run, because to start with, what you are even saying is not even binding on anybody. Sometimes our politicians, we just say things, not necessarily because we mean what we are saying, but probably just because we want to just voice out things. Because I'm very sure that even the Ohaneze knew, they were convinced within themselves that call that Asiwaju should not contest, that is not a serious thing, it's a joke, but it's a joke that you are just pushing too far. And interesting thing is that he himself, I said anybody can describe him anyhow or look at him from any political prism that you want to look at it. But the most important thing is that I have come out to indicate my interest in this position.
Bring out your own candidates.
And so it's not even, I don't even think, he also said something. He said, I'm not even interested in individuals. I'm only interested in what I am capable of delivering for Nigeria. And for now, I think that is the most important thing. That is the focus. The point is that he has come out. Before now, the talk about him was, as he said, he was contesting. People went out, they were talking, and it's like, did they tell you that was contesting? Even the person that you are campaigning for, as he come out to say that he's going to contest. And now that he has come out, I think that is the most important thing. And we should know that there is nothing like, there is no distraction. The main thing is for him to be focused on what he's doing.
Well, at this time, what should Nigeria be looking at for the kind of presidents in 2023? A lot of people will say that, look, that we can't afford to make the mistake we've made in the past. And for the people coming out now, and Asiwaju coming out to declare now, what kind of presidents do we need?
I think at this particular level in the development of Nigeria, I think Nigerians should cast aside all manner of aspirations, all manner of sentiments, and look for the best candidate for the job. Whichever part of the country is from, the person must be capable, the person must be visionary, and must be somebody who is a bridge builder, who can bridge Nigeria together, because you will agree with me that the last 7 years have not been so easy in Nigeria. And the person must have a template, an economy program that can change the fortunes of Nigeria, because there is no doubt that we have about 20% unemployment rate now. Our economy has nosedived. The value of our naira has gone from probably 198 in 2015 to 440 naira to the dollar now. So we have to discuss issues, not personalities. Anybody that is coming to rule Nigeria now must come to the table and tell Nigerians, not making promises alone. And Nigerians should get such a leader, such a contestant, to debate and ask him scientific questions that he has to answer. He has to be put down. Not that he just want to support somebody because he's from area, but because the issue of survival is economic issue, is an issue of survival that affects all living Nigerians. You don't make an economy for a particular part of the country. Any economic policy that comes out now is going to affect all parts of Nigeria. So Nigerians should also be interested with somebody who can guarantee the security, the level of security we have in this country. Somebody who has a blueprint for making sure that we have jobs for the unemployed people. Somebody has a policy of making sure that our education that has nosedive, we want to put it right. Because we cannot afford to take a back in the 21st century.
Now, Jide, finally on this, a lot of people will say the opposition to Bola Tinubu's presidency will start from within the All Progressive Congress before even contesting the main election, that the battle is within the All Progressive Congress. Tell us more.
Yes, of course, that's the starting point. All we want to see is for there to be a level playing field. Let the whole process be transparent. If Asiwaju is the strongest of the candidates, he will emerge. If there are other candidates stronger than him, of course he will not emerge. But what we want to see is a transparent process, not a desire on the part of power people within the party to stop anyone who wants to contest just because they do not like the person. So there are already a number of candidates, a number of interested persons within his party. I talked about Rotimi Amechi, Silva, even Kaude Fayemi. You know, some want to be deputy to whoever emerges. People like the man with the funny beard, the governor of Jigawa State. If he fancies his chances of becoming vice president to any of the candidates that emerges, he already has his friends amongst them. Maybe eventually he could run on the same ticket with maybe Silva, you know, or even someone else. So there are a number of candidates from the APC, and the APC has all kinds of tendencies. So now, we just hope that there will be a level playing field that will ensure that the right candidate emerges.